What do you do if you're expecting temperatures to drop below 32 degrees? Well, a lot of your fall and winter crops like brassicas, including broccoli and cabbage and cauliflower, are going to be just fine. Cauliflower can sometimes get a little bit of a frostbite and will not taste the same, so usually I will cover cauliflower, but a lot of fall winter crops are going to be fine with a light frost, and I will list them in the notes below. But there's going to be some plants in your garden that will not be able to tolerate frost. And in my garden, they were the chrysanthemums. Chrysanthemums can actually grow as perennials in mild climates, even where I am in zone 7, if you have them in the ground long enough and protect them from frost. And I really wanted to hold on to these chrysanthemums. One, because they were just such beautiful color in the garden, and two, I can make my own pyrethrin pesticide from these chrysanthemums. Chrysanthemums naturally contain a compound, pyrethrin, within them, and I can make my own pesticide if I really needed something. So if you are interested or in need of getting some frost protection, I highly recommend ordering your materials in advance, because usually come wintertime they're sold out everywhere or are in limited supply. And they have different types of frost protection blankets like these. You could always just use sheets as well, but in my experience I have found that the frost protection fabric is nice because it's lightweight, and if it rains it's just going to either run right off of that fabric or it's going to go through and dry very quickly. Here I'm using a frost protection blanket and plastic bags wherever I have smaller plantings. I'm using fabric staples to hold them down, as well as rocks or anything else that will help keep them from blowing over. So let's check and see how the chrysanthemums did with my frost protection fabric. Now for my little herbs here, I covered these up with just little plastic bags, and it looks like they made it. So I used some rocks to keep them down. Also looks good. The rosemary looks good. And the thyme looks good. Now these are usually frost resistant, but since they were so new with such probably minimal root systems in these rocks, I wanted to protect those as well. So now we're gonna move and remove that big frost protection blanket. So everything that was uncovered here did really well. We had multiple days of weather, of temperatures below 25 degrees. And all of the pansies did great. The Swiss chard did great. And with coverage, my chrysanthemums did great. And the ornamental cabbages and kale, I wasn't worried about those, but everything is now doing really, really well. Now you might notice that the ornamental kales here that were maybe planted like a week or two prior to the frost and were covered, I think are doing a little bit better than some of these that were exposed. Some of these just look a little flimsy. So what I might do is I might come in and water these a little bit. But overall, everything else is doing really good. And most importantly, my cauliflower and broccolis are making it. This guy looks kind of struggling, but these guys here are doing really well. This guy's definitely the winner right here. Everything else there is looking really good.